What job doesn't exist anymore? The dudes who go around lighting oil street lamps. Knocker-upper. People employed to tap on your bedroom window to wake you up before alarm clocks were a thing. My grandpa was a door-to-door Encyclopedia Britannica salesperson. Steve Jobs. Most cashier jobs at Walmart. Unfortunately, town criers are no longer a thing. I think it should be brought back really. I'd rather get my daily news from some dude screaming in the streets than waste resources on newspapers that only 1% of people read. Royal executioner. Bowling alley pinsetter. Milkman. Urine collector. Back in the day people needed urine for various purposes, like making textile and clothes. There was a person whose job was to go from house to house and collect people's urine. An entire class of middle-class jobs that you used to be able to actually make a living off of. For example, my grandmother worked at Sears for 2 decades. She was what is essentially now a cashier. She made good money, plus commission, plus bonuses. She had a retirement, a separate pension, great insurance, plenty of sick days and vacation, etc. She was divorced with no child support, but she raised 3 kids comfortably off that. She had her own home. She sent the kids to college on that money. She didn't have to work extra jobs or have a roommate or live off ramen. She only had a high school diploma. That job no longer exists. Sears no longer exists specifically, but you will never see a department store cashier who could live a comfortable life off that salary alone and retire happily off it. Door-to-door whale oil consultant. The guy that would rewind movies at Blockbuster. Elevator operators. Dodo handler. Organ pumpers. Organs were once pumped by hand. Now, push a button and the organ blower gets turned on to supply steady wind to the pipes. Buffoon, or court jester. Deleted. Vampire slayer. Buffy was like the last one. The guy who shovels coal into a train furnace. Airbender? Heard there was only one left. Payphone repair installation person. Any position at Enron. The Iceman delivering a block of ice for your icebox. Switchboard operators. Bring out your dead. Pony Express rider. Gas station attendants. They pumped your gas, washed your windows. To be president in Russia, there is Putin. Rotary phone manufacturer. My great-grandpa used to wash the floor around the Rockefeller tree in Times Square. That job doesn't exist anymore. Witch burners, and it's a shame. It's dangerous now with so many running about. Newspaper guy gonna be extinct in the next couple of years. Child chimney sweeps. Telephone operator. Dragon slayer. Telegraph repairman job. Groom of the stool. Mime. Cashiers, soon. Knocker-uppers. You know, the people whose job was to bang on your second-story window to wake you up for work before there were alarm clocks. Lighthouse keeper. Working at Blockbuster. Gong farmer. VCR repairman. Snake oil salesman. Oh wait, I forgot about MLMs. I am not sure if someone had answered this, but in Finland we used to have kaskenlaskija. This job was basically moving logs in the water using sticks with a hook. This job was very dangerous and it required strength and perfect balance, especially in the water that streams down very quickly. Now, there are few people who have this as a hobby. Housewife and or mother for blue-collar families. I suppose travel agents are still a thing, but why? If you can't book it online and save $60,214, you clearly have not been paying attention to the Trivago commercials with that weird-looking, almost handsome but not quite guy. Folks who carve out big blocks of lake ice for iceboxes and refrigerated train cars. Designated monkey tickler. Webmaster for the Atlanta Thrashers, best job I've ever had. A computer, someone employed to do calculations. Elevator operator. Bard. Telephone operators. Calling people to wake up by using the stick to knock on their window and call them. Key punch repairman. Before alarm clocks, people would go around the street and smack on windows with a big stick to wake workers up. The milkman. Still have one of those chutes in my old home. Peeler. Scribe. Crusader. Damn heretics. Steve. Typesetter. Paystop. Publishing was the first industry to get disrupted in the digital revolution. An entire thriving industry has been reduced to quirky, vintage projects by art students. President of the Confederate States of America, and all other relevant government jobs. Chimney sweeps. Plague doctors, in the true sense, inquisitors, knocker-uppers. Bagger at a supermarket. They were huge for years post WWII, but now you're lucky if you see one. Coal miner. 2045. Town crier. Flight engineer. Video store clerk. When alarm clocks were dodgy and expensive, there were people who would go around knocking on people's windows' doors to wake them in the mornings so they could get to work on time. Calculator. Back in the day, that word referred to someone whose job it was to sit around doing math all day. Now a calculator is that little machine that 10-year-old boys used to spell boobs with. Ice shipper that would transport ice by ship around the world. The ice-cutting song at the beginning of Frozen was a reference to a real job. The ice was used to transport and keep medicine from spoiling and sold to rich people to keep food cold. Original content creator on Reddit. One that you can get right out of college, that pays all of your bills, one that you can support a family on, and provides employee benefits. One with decent management. Union jobs. Does Animal Massport or still exist? Elevator drivers. Blockbuster clerk. Typesetter. Plague doctor. Fluffers. Radio Shack employee. Milkman, paperboy. Ice delivery and milkman. Before refrigeration, ice was shipped across the country daily to keep things fresh. Elevator operator. Phone line operator. Corpse collector. You would pay a nominal fee and they would take your dead relative to a pit. They would then be thrown in and covered in tar, then set on fire. Plague doctors, though I think they are the new trend in China. Plague doctor, but it's making a comeback. Milkman. Grave robbers. My job. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to hear more of the best posts.